Good morning, everyone. It's story time again. Today's story is called I Caught a Fish. We live near the sea in Durban in South Africa. When I was only 3 years old, I remember how I used to learn how to swim in a pool at the sea. My parents loved taking us down to the sea, my sister and me, and we enjoyed the water. And I enjoyed the lovely sea air and the cool breezes and all the picnics we had on the seashore. My name is Harry, and I am almost 7 years old now. Whenever we went on a picnic, my dad always took his fishing tackle and his rod, and he fished while my sister, my mum, and I made sandcastles on the beach. It was a lot of family fun. Sometimes Dad caught a fish, and sometimes he didn't. However, I loved watching when he did catch a fish. The fish struggled to wriggle free, but oh dear, it was caught very firmly on the hook of Dad's rod. One day, Dad said to me, "Would you like to learn how to fish?" Oh, I said, that would be a cool idea, Dad. So we set a little trip in motion. We thought, we'll go on a Saturday morning and Dad can teach me how to catch a fish. So the day before we were set to go off, Dad took me to the fishing shop and we bought all the tackle with a little rod for me and some bait. Early the next morning, when the sun hadn't come up even, Dad packed a flask of coffee, some sandwiches, fruit and juice into a little picnic basket with a blanket, 2 folding chairs, and a folding table with an umbrella, all set for our fishing trip. I got up early, washed, got dressed, had my breakfast, and we were off. Driving to the sea was so much fun. The roads were very, very empty because it was that early. Getting there, we set up our little spot where we were going to fish. Dad took my little rod and he said, "I'm going to bait it." And so he put some bait at the end of the hook and we buried our little rods in the sea sand. And Dad said, "We'll throw in the line and then we wait." We set up our little coffee and juice and we sat on our chairs waiting expectantly for a little fish to nibble at the end of the bait. Oh, for a 6-year-old, waiting was not a good thing. I waited and waited and waited. "Dad, are we ever going to catch any fish?" I asked. He said, "Yes, but you know what, my little lad? Patience is a very good friend for a fisherman." I said, "It is so hard for me to wait so long." He said, "Well, it comes with the job of fishing," said Dad. "Okay," I said reluctantly and sat down again, nibbling on an apple. Dad said, "We've got to be very, very quiet, and maybe the fish will come and we can catch a fish. Do you think there's fish in this place? I asked Dad again, quietly this time. He said, yes, there's birds flying up above the place where our rods are set. And I think that there might be some fish in the water where our baiting hooks are. Just then, there was a little struggle at the end of my rod. And so I said, Dad, I think there's a fish biting on my bait. And Dad looked and he said, yes, you're right. And then we saw this little silver thing struggling at the end of my line. And I was super happy. I said, okay, Dad, help me to pull it up. And he did. We unhooked it. Dad looked at it very sadly and then at me and said, I think that it's too small. We'll have to set it back in the water. By then, I had already given up on fishing. I could not believe it, with tears stinging my eyes. I said, why? He said, I think it's too small and it's illegal. Sadly, we did let it go again. Dad said, you will get lucky again, don't worry. And so we sat back, playing the waiting game again. However, this time, a fish did bite again on my little rod. I was super excited. I said, Dad, there's another wriggle. There's another fish. And so there was. I caught this fish. We pulled it up to the shore. Dad helped me. We cleaned it. We put it into the freezer bag with the other bait. And then Dad said, well, I'll continue a little while. We had our lunch. Dad's still waiting and waiting and waiting. As the day got cooler, Dad said, I don't think anybody's going to bite, any fish is going to bite on my little rod. And so I'm going to haul it in and pack up and then we can leave. But I was sad for Dad, but extremely happy for myself. My beginner's luck, imagine it. 6 years old with the fish. Yay! I couldn't wait. We got back home and I told Mom that I had caught a fish. And so my little sister said, okay, we'll take a picture. So she took a picture of me holding up my fish. Oh, I couldn't wait to get to school to show all my friends my picture of myself and my first caught fish. What joy!